everyone, and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's the post-match fan interactive show after Liverpool beat Everton. Yes, the Reds actually won a game of footy, which is absolutely brilliant. And to make it even sweeter, it was against the Ev, which makes it absolutely brilliant. I am made up. I was saying to Ella when we were on the watch-along, it's kind of like I'd forgot how to win. I'd become used to getting beat or Liverpool being rubbish, but thankfully today the Reds really stepped up when they needed to. They delivered. The manager made changes. He brought players in. They all performed absolutely brilliantly. It's helped the fact that Everton are fucking crap. That really does help us, don't get me wrong. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing for Liverpool to be back in business. 3 very much needed points, but more than that, of course, as well. Bragging rights after beating the Blues. Right then, if you are one of our YouTube members, you guys can give your thoughts in the live chat. If you're one of our Redmen Plus Club legends, use the live chat in the Discord, and we'll bring some of yours up as well, just like I am going to do with this one right away, right about now. Let's find one. Who can I have? Who can I bring up first? I know. Let's have a little look at Scottish Reds. I'm going to enjoy my Monday night and the next few days, and then it's on to Newcastle up the Reds. And you're right, it's amazing. Liverpool, I put a tweet out over the weekend saying, waking up on Liverpool can't ruin your weekend because they're not playing. Yeah, they didn't do that. They could have ruined our week if they'd got beat tonight, but they never. They stepped up in a big old way, didn't they? I am absolutely made up for them. By the way, we've got a tweet over on the Redmen TV Twitter account as well, the full-time tweet. So if you guys want to give your thoughts in there, I'll read some of those out as well. Like at State Reds, for example, just wrote, oh, that felt good. And it did indeed. Like I see in the Reds, not only win, but play much better, be up for the fight, put themselves about, second balls. They weren't pushovers. They weren't easy to play against. And I said to Elle before the game, if we match Everton for work rate and intensity and aggression and physicality and desire, at some point, the gulf in quality will shine through. We've still got better players than them. They're crap. And we just needed to match them. And if we could match them, then we would always win. That's what we needed to do. And in the end, like I say, Everton's goal helped us out. But Liverpool's players, there's those little bits of quality, a good pass from Nunez, obviously Salah's run, and a pretty easy finish. And another wonderful breakaway from Liverpool, and obviously Cody Gakpo getting his first goal as well. That was always going to work, provided that we outran Everton, outfought them, didn't shirk our responsibilities. Everyone did their jobs, and that's exactly what they did in that first half. And then all you need from there, then your extra quality will always shine through, and that's exactly what Liverpool did in the end. Right then, Rob Davies, one of our YouTube members. Shout out to you, Rob. Hope you're doing well, my mate. Good performance with Bajcetic, man of the match for me. We just need to build on it. I agree. Let's talk about Stefan Bajcetic then. Obviously, Jamie Carragher on Sky Sports on the UK coverage give him his man of the match award, and I wholeheartedly agree. Mo Salah, in an interview with him, said, he's been our best player in the last few weeks as Bajcetic. And he has. He's been one of the only ones, really, who hasn't let himself down or has stepped up to the mark. Today, he's asked to move positions. He goes from that number 6 role into one of the 2 8s, and he was brilliant. My worry going into this game, and I said this on the pre-game shows and a couple of private conversations I've had as well, and I think some of you guys might agree, and fair enough, let me know if you do or you didn't, but I was worried about Everton's midfield and the physicality, and again, they kind of bullied Arsenal a little bit, if truth be told. They made it really difficult for Arsenal to play against them. And Liverpool were up for it. They went, right, Fab's in, Hendo's in, Bajcetic is in. Obviously, we had injuries, so Thiago's out. So that was always going to be one change. Jürgen decided to take Naby Keita out, move Bajcetic further forward, get Fabinho back in. And all 3 of them were excellent, but Bajcetic was the pick. He was absolutely fantastic, I thought. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. He set the tempo, like I say. Decore, Onana and Idrissa Gueye, they're not great footballers in terms of, again, technically brilliant. They're all right. Onana's probably the best of the 3. But they are super athletic, they're aggressive, they get about the pitch, they win second balls, they win tackles, they put themselves about. And Bajcetic was more than up for it, Everton's game plan was obvious. There was lots of fouls. There was lots of, a little bit of need. Onana throwing Henderson on the floor and all that kind of stuff. And we just didn't rise to it. We just kept going, running, pressing, winning tackles, winning challenges. Jürgen's made such a big deal about challenges, and all 3 of them today were excellent. I thought, You know, shout out to Henderson, who's had a lot of stick this season, and a lot of it's been deserved. I think he'd even admit that himself. He hasn't been anywhere near the level. And Fabinho, the two of them just delivered. You know, again, fingers crossed that is just the start of a good run of form for those two lads. You know, because Liverpool are going to need them. Obviously, Thiago's injury and a few other bits and bobs as well. But I thought the midfield, Liverpool won the midfield battle, and it's been so long since I could sit here, or any of us in the studio, whether it be me, Paul, Chris, Errol, Dan, Steve, Chloe, any of us could sit here and go, Liverpool won the midfield battle. They did that today, and that was a huge reason why they came away with 3 points. Moving on then, Tracy. Very simple. Cody is a dude, yeah. Thankfully, Cody Gakpo. If you're going to score your first Liverpool goal, why not do it against Everton? His international teammate Virgil van Dijk did the exact same thing a few years ago, and Cody Gakpo opened his account with a tap in at the back post, yeah. And it capped off what was a very good performance from him. He played obviously more centrally, with Darwin out on the left. We wondered what that would look like. Gakpo's used to the ball with his back to goal. That's his strength, I think, in that position. I've always had a doubt whether he could play in that number 9 role. It looks like that's what he's going to be asked to do. And he did a pretty good job of it. You know, almost Bobby Firmino-esque, you know, dropping deep, little flicks, winning ball, and then obviously getting himself a goal as well. Could have had a couple of assists. I thought he was really good. It was his best performance for Liverpool, I think, so far. And it's no surprise, really. You know, if you put Salah and Nunez with him, he's going to look better. He's been playing different formations, playing in different positions. He knows Salah, and he should do now. He's played a lot of games with him. He's seen enough of Nunez where he's going to be out wide. And it looked like there was a bit more cohesion and a bit more chemistry. But yeah, I thought Gakpo was brilliant. And that's the type of, you know, it looks like he's the long-term successor to Roberto Firmino at some point, and we've seen Firmino run derbies as well in the past. Although his goal record isn't amazing against Everton, he's had good games against them. Gakpo was absolutely fantastic today. I was absolutely made up with him. Thought he was absolutely brilliant. Moving on then, and yeah, Rob Davis again. We got Bajcetic for peanuts versus 105 million for Enzo Fernandez. I know at this point who I prefer. It's a big shout from Rob, I'll be honest. Enzo Fernandez is excellent. But I think the first point you make's right. Liverpool are going through a rebuild of some sort. Obviously, this summer, we know that's going to have to happen. They're going to have to go through some type of rebuild, we know. Bajcetic offers you a chance to make that, you know, you might be able to spend more money elsewhere. So rather than having to buy 3 midfielders, can you get away with buying 2 and just using him even more and even more? Potentially, because he's excellent, he's brilliant. If he carries on this trajectory, the sky's the limit for him. He will be in Liverpool's midfield next season, regardless of who we sign. It'll be him and a couple of others, but hopefully Jude Bellingham and Nunez, whoever it is. But Bajcetic is making, you know, Mo Salah said it himself, he's been our best player since he came into the side, and he has. And he took it up another level. Young kid, derby game, new position, team lacking in confidence. All the excuses in the world were there for Stefan Bajcetic to have a poor game, but he didn't need anything because he's that good. His use of the ball and his ability on the ball, we haven't seen that much of it really because we haven't needed to. He's been in that number 6 role. You know, on the half turn, he was excellent. He read things so well. He pressed, he was aggressive. I thought he was absolutely fantastic. And you're right in saying that he could save Liverpool a lot of money going forwards. Absolutely, I think that was absolutely spot on. Heading to the Twitter game, we got a shout out from Sam Craddock. Best performance of the season so far, maybe bar the Man City win. We look like our old selves, and that was epitomised by the Mo Salah goal. Just hope we kick on now and don't look back. Spot on. I said that goal was the Liverpool Red Arrows of old. Listen, if James Tarkowski's headers 6 inches to away, then we might be 1-0 down and we're all thinking, oh no, here we go again. We've let the first goal in. But that's footy, isn't it? Sometimes, you know, if he wanted to score, he should have got his header on target, shouldn't he? And he was fucking kicking lumps out of us all game anyway, so I'm glad it missed. Liverpool get away with a bounce off the post, defend the shot, breaks to Nunez, 1-2, and Liverpool are away, and they are streaming forward, like again, Liverpool of old, with pace. Oh my God, it's been so long since we've seen Liverpool players with pace. They were flying forward. Nunez was there, of course, with the ball. Salah was streaming forward. Randy Robbo and Cody Gakpo up there in that attack as well. Just desperate to get the counter-attack working. And listen, if not for Cody Gakpo's run, Jordan Pickford doesn't send himself for the echo. I mean, he goes over there, doesn't he? He's over here. Bye. That's me here. That's me Jordan Pickford impression on that goal. Just wanders off and opens the goal for Mo Salah. Sound brilliant, fill your boots. But Cody Gakpo busting a gut to get up there as well, just like Robbo did, just like Nunez did, just like Salah did. That caused that. And listen, Jordan Pickford in front of the cop, we know what happens. He just lets himself down. He's rubbish. So that really, really, really did help, of course. Really was. You're right. Reminiscent of Liverpool of old, that goal. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. We've got a super chat here from Scouse Aussie. Thanks very much for your super chat. My friend says, hopefully this result builds confidence and momentum. That's worst case is it stopped the rot. We've got that win now, and you couldn't lose. You can't lose against Everton. Losing against Everton is much worse, honestly. I know it's different for everybody because we all live in different places, but trust me, living in the city, losing against Everton is grim. It's horrible. I hate doing it. Thankfully, we haven't done it for a long, long time. Because I grew up in the 90s, early to that, where Liverpool lost to Everton semi-regularly, to be honest with you, and it was a pain in the arse. It's horrible. So that's the main thing. We didn't lose. Yeah, we didn't lose to them. Hopefully, send them one step closer to the championship. But also, you're right, the lads should take great confidence from this, of course. It's a difficult game next. Obviously, Newcastle on the horizon, Real Madrid's on the horizon. Difficult games for Liverpool at the moment. So yeah, you're right. Hopefully, it does a bit of confidence. There's a couple of lads there who've played themselves back into form, and he could pick the exact same team next week against Newcastle. And hopefully, the lads are being a bit picked up because you are right. We needed it. We definitely did need it. Scouts Aussie. We really did. The confidence was low. I came into a derby game thinking, oh my God, there's the time when they finally win at Anfield in front of fans. I am glad I was mistaken. He was absolutely brilliant. Moving on then, Stacey LFC, one of our club legends. Hope you're well, Stacey. For the first time in a while, I'm not going to get tired of actually talking about a game. It's so good. Excuse me. You're right, Stacey. It's so good to have the Reds finally win. And the fact that it's against Everton as well. He's spot on. It's brilliant. I am so made up. It's absolutely fantastic because, honestly, God, absolutely unbelievable. Robert getting with one of his chats there. Pickford going on that adventure could be a t-shirt for the Toffee TV, lads. We might make that one. We've got the Joel Matip on an adventure. Maybe we need Jordan Pickford going on an adventure as well. In the meantime, we've got a new Mo Salah shirt, so if you want to go and check that out, by the way, redmenmerch.com, go and fill your boots on that one. Speaking of Mo Salah then, we had a comment here before. I'll see if I can bring it up now. If not, I'll see if I can find it very, very quick. No, it was, sorry, I apologise what it was. It was like nice to see Mo Salah looking back with a smile on his face. And you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. You really, really, he's been beating himself up a little bit. He was more aggressive as well, actually. He was shouting at the lines, and at one point, they were trying to boot him off the park, basically, and he was having none of it. But a bit more aggression, but also that smile, the Mo Salah smile. It was really, really, really good to see. Josh Hall then going back in with some Stefan Bajcetic love. Seriously, could Bajcetic save us a few quid? Staying clear of serious injuries, what's stopping him from being a mainstay in the centre midfield going forward? You're absolutely right, Josh. He has. As it stands now, he's had an amazing start to his Liverpool career. He's in Liverpool's best 11 right now. If there was a final tomorrow, Bajcetic would still be playing. That's how he's done himself. And also, if that means we can, if the idea was to buy 3 midfielders or 4, whatever it was, if you can spend more money on the others because he's in your side, I think it's a great point. He really is. He's been brilliant so far, and fingers crossed he continues to be brilliant again because Liverpool are going to need all the help they can get in midfield going forward. There is still a reboot to be had, albeit one that we don't have to worry about right now. Let's just bask in the derby-ness of this, the winning of the derby. Deborah in the Twitter, let this be our turning point. Well done, Redmen. You're absolutely right, Deborah, because Liverpool need to build on this now. That was stopping the rot. It was a bit of momentum. It was a bit of confidence for the lads to realise that, we're not all shit. We're not as shit as we've been looking there. We can play footy too. So, yeah, fingers crossed that we move on. And, Hopefully, it is the start of something to come because, oh my God, we don't need those points. I'd be absolutely devastated if we didn't get them because, Liverpool need those indeed. Right then, staying with the Twitter account for now. Let's have a little look at there. Don Eisenberg says, oh my God, we scored a goal and we didn't concede. What the fuck? Yeah, it's been a long old time since you could say that about the Reds. We didn't let the first goal in. We didn't do anything. Yeah, we were absolutely brilliant. And best of all, like you say, the Reds didn't let a goal in, which, yeah, we've been clean sheets. We've got a little bit lucky with it at times, but yeah, we did get finally get a clean sheet. It was amazing to see because it's been a long old slog, hasn't it? Moving on, Shane. We love you, Jurgen. Yes, we do. We do love Jurgen, don't we, Shane? We do love Jurgen Klopp. He is the absolute man. And if it wasn't for that man, he said today, didn't he? Well, a few days ago in his press conference, he said, if you believe in me, we'll get through this and we'll have great times again. Never for a second. I mean, listen, you can question some of the decisions he makes, but he is the man and we do love him. He is the absolute man, yeah. I'm so glad he's a Red and all that. Scottish Red says, are you doing player ratings? I'll be over at the board later on, my friend, with the player rankings. Yeah, we'll be over there in a minute. I'll move over there very, very shortly and rank boss, sounds, or you're messing. There won't be many you're messings today. There might be a few bosses. There's probably going to be a few bosses and a couple of sounds as well. Burnsy, again in the Discord, even though I prefer Nunez in the 9, he was electric. He even outpaced Salah and Gakpo with the ball at his feet. And that is what happens if you get Darwin on that left-hand side, is that he's able to do just that. He's able to do just that. He's able to free himself and get into space. It's hard for him to do that with his back, playing with his back to goal. I don't think that's Darwin's game necessarily. I don't think his first touch is that great, if truth be told. But if you can get the ball to him in space and a line to go at or someone to attack, he has got skills, don't get me wrong. He had that little flick where he went round 2 lads with a little Cruyff turn. But more often than not, you want Nunez with space to run into or someone to isolate and go at. So I'm with you. I think the more I see of him, he looks more suited to that left-hand side role. You're absolutely right. Rob brings up a very good point. Rob Davis again. Rob, you've had a couple of great ones, and this is another one. Both Joe and Joel played well tonight. Props to them. Maybe it was because Virgil was back on the bench. I thought, Matip had that early one, didn't he, where the ball bounced through his legs, and I was like, oh no, we're not going to get another Joel Matip disaster show here, are we? And thankfully we didn't. From that point onwards, you're right, he was excellent. Joe Gomez. Listen, I don't know why Sean Dyche started Ellis Sims, but it felt like the moment was too big for that young kid at this moment in time. He obviously wanted someone who can get about and maybe win headers and win flick-ons and whatever. But Joe Gomez did exactly, that's what you should do. When you're playing against a 22-year-old lad who's only just come back off loan from Sunderland, Joe Gomez should be better than him and he should be able to dominate him and bully him. If we stuck a young lad out the reserves up front who'd hardly ever played a game of footy before or whatever, we'd record from loan, Everton, they'd be expecting the same. But it's fair to say our confidence in our defence has rightly been dwindled recently because it's been a bit of a shambles, really. But Gomez, that's what he should do. Impose himself. Every time Sims tried to get back into him or got close to him, he was, no. Right, bang. Right, basically up his jacksy, going, no, you're not having it, I'll win the ball off it, I'll win it off you. One aerial duels, it was great to see. He's got tougher challenges ahead. Don't get me wrong, Gomez, but again, I always think with Gomez, you can tell how he starts. That's how his game's going to go. He very, like Joe Matip, they had a ricket and then recovered. Sometimes with Gomez, if he has one early, I don't know if he recovers that well. He didn't really do that today because he didn't give Ellis Sims a chance. He was all over him, and by the time he went off and he brought on Gray and then Mopay, the game was done. But you are right, Liverpool centre-halves, Everton's threat was non-existent really. I'm not quite sure what the game plan was. That long ball just didn't work for them. But Gomez and Matip did really, really well with what they had to do. You're absolutely right. Yeah. Got Scottish Red. Joel was doing his Alan Hansen impression tonight. That was where we saw most of Matip carrying the ball forwards, and he was dangerous. And Everton, the way they were set up, that someone needed to do that, carry the ball from deep. And you're right, Matip was excellent at it. He was really, really good. Neve, I don't think I've even got the energy to criticise us today because they all did good. Why would you criticise them anyway? I don't need energy to criticise them. They were boss. Every single one of them was excellent tonight. You don't need to save your energy for another. In fact, save your energy forever. Save your energy for celebrations. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed indeed. Dickie Oy Red. I can't believe I predicted the correct score before the game. I can't remember the last time that happened. Maybe the Premier League winning season. You're about as useful as me, Dickie, on those predictions. I'm crap at them as well, my mate. But yeah, well done to you. I think a lot of people had 2-0 or 2-1. Not many people were predicting the clean sheets, to be honest with you. So fair play, but yeah, you're right. Congratulations to you. It was absolutely brilliant. Before I mentioned, didn't I, about the player ranking show. I'm going to go over to the board very, very shortly, so make sure we'll open the chat up so all the YouTube users can use it, not just the members, so get yourselves involved as I start ranking the players. Just going to head over to Twitter for a couple more comments before I go over there. Let's have a little look. John Wynn says, yeah, a win and a clean sheet. Double thumbs up. Double thumbs up to you, my mate John. Nax, more of that, please. We go again. We do go again. We do go again. We don't let this slip and all that kind of stuff. Absolutely brilliant. And then Phil. Bajcetic was elite. Nunez was electric and sexy. Yeah, fair enough. A great second half for Gakpo. And to a man, it was phenomenal work rate and phenomenal performances. Absolutely right. And then he goes on to say that was televisual Viagra. Fill your boots, Phil. Enjoy your night. Whatever you need to do. You celebrate wins however you celebrate your wins, my friend. Right then, Joe. I'm going to head over there. Let's go. Oh, look at my legs. Yeah, I'm wearing shorts tonight. Shorts and a hoodie. Who the funky? Right then, I'm going to go this way. You're going to see my big ass as I make my way over to the board. Here we are then. Yes, we are at the rankings board. Joe, can you do a poll for me while I'm here? Man of the match poll. Can you get a man of the match poll going on in the YouTube for me, please, my mate? Right, the chat will be open very, very shortly as well, if it's not already, for you guys to give your comments. So basically, if you're new to the board, we've got rid of the arbitrary numbers, 6 out of 10, because it was nonsense and it was boring. So we're basically got a tier list. You've all seen tier lists before. I've got to rank the Reds. Were they boss? Were they sound? Or are you messing? Were you crap? Basically. Man of the match poll. Give me Bajcetic, give me Nunez, and then other. And then people can decide themselves. So yeah, there we go. Then get yourselves voted as Joe makes it. Let's start then. Alisson Becker didn't have anything to do. Had to catch a couple of crosses. Got whacked a couple of times as he did so. Sound. Up, yeah. Oh, Alisson was sound. Didn't have too much. He didn't have to be boss today. Usually Liverpool make Alisson have to be boss. He didn't even have to be boss. He just had to be sound. Moving on then. Let's go. Who shall I go for first? Where's me mate? I want Andy Robbo. Where's Andy Robbo? Have I lost him? I'll come back to him. Here he is. Andy Robbo gets boss. The laughing at Jordan Pickford is amazing. It reminds me of Sam Allardyce did it to the Swansea player. I can't remember his name when he dived, and Allardyce just laughed in his face. That was what Robbo did to Jordan Pickford. He pushes him on, kicks the ball, he pushes him on the floor, and he laughs and causes a riot. It was great to see the Liverpool lads all pile in, by the way. Costas got down there, Virgil was down there, all the subs. It was brilliant. But other than that, attacking-wise, Robertson was brilliant. Defensively, he was boss. He definitely goes in the boss section. Right then, moving on. Let's go Joey Gomez next. Boss. I think he was boss. Let me know your thoughts, and I'll bring some of them as we do. Yeah, Rob Davies says, Robbo was boss. You are 100% TDMQ. Robbo, defo boss. Robbo was defo boss. Let me know your thoughts then on where I should put Joe Gomez. I'm thinking, putting him up here. Let's do it for now. Like I said before, the comment was right before. Again, it was Robbo who said about, yeah, basically, Everton, hoofing it up to Sims, but got no one up to him, even if he won the header. And Gomez was pressuring him all the time. You're absolutely right into that one. So, yeah, Gomez, I think he was boss. I think he was boss. Let's have a little look. Dickie Oi Red. Joey, boss. He did really well. He did, you're right in saying that. And Scottish Reds as well. Gomez was boss. He absolutely was. I'm happy moving him there. His defensive partner was Joel Matip. He is on my board. Oh, he's right down there, Joel. Oh, making me work for that one. Done a Jordan Pickford. I have to go right out the shot there. Hey, look at me, Jordan Pickford. Right then, let me know your thoughts on Joel Matip. He started a bit iffy. He started a little bit iffy. But I thought by the end of it, he regained his composure. He moved the ball. He brought the ball out really well. And let's have a little look who's there. Burnsy, Fab and Joel were boss. Fab, Joel and subs were sound. Everyone else was boss. Oh, you don't think the centre halves are that good? Interesting. So you've gone sound. Ems, Matip, sound. Dickie, are you red? Sound. AC, Matip, halfway messing. And halfway. I thought he was better than that. I thought he had a poor first touch when the ball went through his legs. But other than that, I thought he was really good. He gave me a scare now and then. I think I'm going to put him like there. in between sound and boss. I think maybe I'm being a bit more generous than you guys, but I thought he was good. I thought he was really good, actually. But he was a bit nervy at times, yeah, you are right. And then Dickie Oy Red says, yeah, the nervy bits. That's why I've knocked him down a little bit into that range for now. Trent Alexander-Arnold, let me know your comments in the Discord or on the YouTube channel. Where would you rate Trent? Trent can't defend. Trent defended really well. The ball over his head that Tom Davies nearly got in. I actually think it was I don't know how much more he could have done about that, to be honest. Assist. The one-on-one defending was excellent. I thought he was brilliant. Let's have a little look. You guys think TDMQ. Trent was boss in caps. We've got AC, Trent, boss. Rob, Trent, boss. Rachel, Trent, boss. Trent was boss. Get in there, Trent, my little beauty. Trent goes in there. Let's move to Joel. You can go there as well. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm trying to think how much space I've got. Can I fit? I've got loads of subs. It's fine. I'll have to do a bit of bunching up, won't I? So you guys can all be on the boss end. And for now, absolutely brilliant. And then Matip goes there in the sound bit as well. Scottish Red, yeah. Trent was boss. Limmy, Trent was boss. I agree. That's why he's up there. Right then, let's move on to midfield. Fabinho's back. Fabinho is back, finally. Hopefully it wasn't just a one-off. That was more like the Fabinho of old. He won challenges. He intercepted the ball. He didn't give the ball away every time he touched it. He didn't just kick people all the time, only when he needed to. I was worried when he was in the team. Can't lie. I don't know if you guys, let me know if you agree or disagree in the chat, because I was really worried, thinking, oh no, if he shits the bed, we're in big trouble against that Everton midfield, but he didn't. Yeah, Dickie Oy Red says that Fabinho was boss. His legs actually work. Yeah, who'd have thought it? His legs didn't absolutely leg him out. A few M's says he was sound. Scottish Red says he was boss. I felt sick seeing him start as Neve, but he was boss. Fabinho was between sound and boss. See, I thought he was good, but I don't think he was as boss as these lads. I think I'm going to put him there. Slightly above, but not as good as them. I thought he was excellent. No, but not as excellent as these lads. I'm going to move on to Stefan Bajcetic next. If anyone disagrees with him being boss, I do not know what to tell you. He was absolutely unbelievable. He was so good. He was absolutely brilliant. If I could put him up there, I would. Yeah, he's super boss. He's on the roof. Put him up there. He's fine. He's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant with Stefan Bajcetic. What a player Liverpool might have on their hands. I remember peek behind the Redmen curtain. When we were getting all these made, there was even debate, do we really need the Bajcetic one? Is he even going to play? And we were like, we might as well do it. He's obviously in and around the first. He went on the tour. My God, he's the first name on the team. She's at the moment. He was absolutely unbelievable. Yeah, Rob, Stefan was absolutely unbelievably boss. He breaks the scale, says T. Yeah, he does. Let's get him up there. You can go up there, Stefan. He was absolutely brilliant. AC as well says he was my man of the match. Yeah, he was. He was absolutely incredible. Yeah, and just as we say that, incredibly boss, says James. You are absolutely right, James. He was brilliant. Right then, let's move on to Jordan Henderson. Where's my captain? My captain. Where is he? I've lost him. I've lost my skipper. How have I managed to do that? Might have to come back to him in a moment. Where's he gone? There he is. He was hiding underneath Ibu Konate, which, no surprise, I can't see you behind the big fella. Right then, Jordan Henderson. He's had a lot of stick. And he made a lot of people pre-game eat a lot of humble pie. Magnificent. He's had a below par season. In fact, no, he's had a poor season. The fact that everyone's been talking about Fabinho might have took a bit of the distraction away from Jordan. He's not been great at all. But, he was boss. Simple as, I'm not having anyone that disagree, and I don't think anyone is. So Dickie Oy Red, Hendo was boss. Yeah, Ems, he was boss. Rachel says he was boss. Stacey says he was boss. Scottish Red, Skipper was boss. should have been put him in the poll, yeah. He could have been in my man of the match poll. You're right. Neve, he was boss. Good to see him back in the team. He proved himself. I think he was better than Fabinho. I put him in between the two of them there. That's how we'll make a little diamond there. Stefan Bajcetic is half off the screen. That's how bossy he was. I thought Henderson, nice to see. Brilliant to see. I love Jordan Henderson when he plays well. It can be hard going when he's in bad form, but when he's playing well and playing like he did today, aggressive on the front foot, brilliant, fantastic. Hopefully that's hopefully a season. And Fabinho, again, we've said it before, didn't we? When I went over there on the chat, a catalyst to improve and go again and go again and go again. That's what this needs to be now. This needs to be right. We drew a line in the sand after Wolves where we were absolute garbage. That's gone. We have 2 days off. We go and we work hard and we get back on it. And to be fair, if those two can turn it round from this point onwards, Liverpool are going to have a better end to the season. What that results in, who knows? They have given themselves a big old mountain to climb, but it won't half be easier if the midfielders can play just as they played today. Right then, let's go on to the attackers. Let me know first. I will start first with Darwin Nunez. So let me know your left wing. Darwin, he's as mad as a box of frogs, and I absolutely adore him for every single thing he does. I was thinking, what Darwin are we going to get today? Are we going to get great Darwin? Are we going to get good? Are we going to get the inconsistent one? And for the most part, I thought he was excellent. Let's have a little look. Yeah, whack them all in, boss, says Neve. If I do that, Neve, then I wouldn't be able to read all your wonderful comments out, would I? So I'm not going to do that right now. Lowercase boss. It's from TDMQ. He's the Dar Wizard, said Dickie Red. Rob calls him boss. Nick calls him boss. I think he was boss. I really do. Nunez was better than boss, says James. So I'll bring that one up there, as I brought Rachel's one up as well. Yeah, he was better than boss. Okay. Mad as a box of frogs, but he was sound plus, says Scottish Red. And then Neil. He looked different today. He had a very good game overall, says Neve. Sorry, Rava. And yet his pace is epic, says Stacey. The pace is ridiculous. Boss. For me, boss. Well done, Darwin. You were superb. Right then, Cody Gakpo, where are you? My wonderful Dutch friend. I've been waiting for you to arrive. Been waiting for you to become a Liverpool player. What a better way to break your duck than to score a goal against Everton. Absolutely brilliant. I said on the show, Kout, Van Dijk, Wijnaldum, Liverpool have got a rich history of Dutch players scoring against those Blues, and we've got another one, yes, Cody Gakpo. I was so impressed with him. Absolutely so impressed with him. You guys, let's have a little look. He played false nine really well, says AC, give him boss. I like Steve. Good vibes in here tonight, yeah. It's been a while, hasn't it, Steve, since that we could be nice about people. Everyone's been around this area. You're messing with a couple of sounds or whatever. Now everyone's in that green zone. I'm made up. It's the first time I've had to do this show. And I get to reach up high, which is absolutely fantastic. It was his best game so far, says Dickie Red. You are absolutely right. Absolutely right. He was. It was the best game so far. I've got him upside down. Do apologise, Cody. There you go, indeed. Welcome to Anfield, son. You were boss, says the Scottish Red. Yeah, you was. Great memory to score against the Blues, says Nick in a van. Enjoy your van, Nick. Right, but yeah, Cody Gakpo was boss as well. I'm going to run out of boss room here. I've got loads of subs to put on in a minute as well. Mohamed Salah. Let me know your thoughts on Mo Salah, of course. Gets the first goal. Busts a gut to get there. Sprints. And then Jordan Pickford goes, you know what? Considering you ran all the way down the pitch, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to go and stand over here. And you can score a goal. So in honour of Jordan Pickford, I'm going to put Mo Salah in the boss area. But I'm going to do it from over here. There we go. Well done, Mo. Mo Salah of old, yeah, he was absolutely fantastic. Really good. Very, very simple. Mo was boss, says Rachel. And M says the same as well. I was disappointed with his free kick, but he had a good game after that. It was a shit free kick, that to be fair to you. Brilliant. Nick says, Salah was boss, but only by this season standards. He's getting back to his previous levels. Fingers crossed you're right there. Maybe Again, playing in a better team helps, doesn't it? A team full of confidence. And then Mo was simply boss, says Ro. He had his crown on tonight. Our Egyptian king was fucking boss, says Scottish Red. His words, not mine. Sorry, Mum, if you're watching. He told me off for swearing too much on these shows. But I was just reading the comments out. If someone puts it on the screen, I pretty much have to read it. That is the rules. Salah was boss. Glad to see him back on the team sheet, says James. Spot on, James. You're absolutely right. Right then, I'll whiz through the subs. Very, very quickly, because we brought loads of the fellas on. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. I reckon I'm going to throw them all on the... They were all sound, weren't they? I think that's fair to say. It's lovely to see Jota back. Lovely to see them all back, but they can all be sound. By the time most of them came on, the game was pretty much dead and done, wasn't it? So we didn't have to do too much with them. But yeah, I reckon all my subs were absolutely sound as a pound. Shout out to Harvey Elliott for the fist bump. He might get it. I thought it was absolutely brilliant. But yeah, the game kind of stuttered and started by the time we brought all the lads on. But yeah, I'm having them. Absolutely all day, well done for them. Love to see James Milner walk on and just kick a few lads as well, which is always nice to see. All the subs were sound for me. I ran a poll before about man of the match. Joe, did we have a winner? Joe's going to let me know right now. I'm going to give them my star. Stefan Bajcetic, of course. I'm going to stick. Can you see that? There we go. Stefan Bajcetic was the man of the match that you guys voted for. I would agree too. He was absolutely brilliant. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Right, Joe, can we go back over there? Let's go. Get in! Fucking love winning the derby. Woohoo! My big backside blocking off the screen there. Absolutely all is well in the world. Right then, I'm going to go back to a couple more of the tweets from you guys. Let's have a little look. The lads is unreal, says Kevin Murray about Stefan Bajcetic. Yeah, we've sang his praises. We really, really have. Dante, exact same team against Newcastle next week. Get a win against them and we'll only be 5 points off top 4 with games in hand, despite us being absolutely useless for most of the season. It's crazy, isn't it? This is what happens. We've been in top 4 races before. They're not that hard. If you just put a couple of wins together, you will shoot up the table. Everyone's inconsistent. The whole league's inconsistent this year. It's just a mad Premier League season. Even Arsenal and City have shown signs recently of creaking, haven't they? It's a weird season. It's a weird campaign. Now, Liverpool aren't going to catch those two, of course. But yeah, you are right. Couple of wins, and before you know it, the whole landscape appears a lot different. Newcastle will be a tough game. I know they're not in great form recently themselves in terms of results, and they've got a cup final that they might have half an eye on. That'll be a tough game. But yeah, listen, if you win there, for sure, you're right back. You're putting yourself right back, cat among the pigeons and all that kind of stuff. One step at a time, though, because this was at Anfield, and that's away. Liverpool's away form has been absolutely diabolical. But you're right, AC. If we can get a win over Newcastle, that will give me some hope for the Madrid game. Fingers crossed, mate. Again, the difference, the fact that that's at Anfield gives you more hope as well, because away, it's I'm going to say chalk. We haven't been that great at home either, really, but we've been absolutely diabolical. Dickie Oi Red, Steve's legs can go on the sound. No, on the sound rating. I agree with Nick and Ivan. Steve's legs, boss. My legs, they're the only part of my body that I'm actually quite proud of, to be honest with my legs. They do well because they have to carry me big arse around and my big fat head. So that's why they look quite well. They're doing all the heavy lifting. They're doing all, when in years gone by when Fabinho was just doing all the donkey work in midfield. That's my legs at the moment. So yeah, you're right. Thanks very much for that one. Scottish Red, stay excellent job. Apologies for your mum for me making you swear. It was my fault. All the same, Mo was effing boss. You're right. It's fine, she should be asleep. Mum, if you're watching, you go to bed. It's nearly 11 p.m. You're too old for this kind of stuff. Right then, a couple more comments then before we move on. I'll go back to the Twitter actually because I saw some really good tweets that I wanted to bring up. Was Thiago the problem? I don't think he was, but yeah, he was. Liverpool did well without him. John Maxwell, Liverpool are red, Everton are blue. We got 3 points. F all for you. happy Valentine's Day to all the Reds out there. Yeah, indeed, it was a bit of a Valentine's Day massacre, wasn't it, for the Blues down there at Anfield. Right then, yeah, Neve says, Steve. Thiago's a different gravy, says Nick in the van. Sorry, he is. He just wasn't playing today. Neves, yeah. Steve, your legs were acting as the Stefan Bajcetic in the midfield of late. Yeah, they were doing all the running. Your arse is in your mess, and Steve, my arse will be on all three categories at the same time at the moment. I need to hit the gym and get back on it, if truth be told. Right then, a couple more tweets before I start wrapping up. Just to let you guys know, on the YouTube, I say Paul, Chloe and Kristen, all the team are down at Anfield now. There's loads of reaction on the YouTube channel from those guys if you want to keep and get yourselves involved in that. Because, yeah, bask in the derby win. You don't win derbies all the time. It's amazing to win them. Let's cherish them. It could be the last one. I can't emphasise, right, they are crap. Now, there are a couple of crap Premier League teams. You know, Bournemouth are in a bit of trouble. Southampton are rubbish. There's Leeds transitioning away, obviously, with a new manager and stuff like that. Southampton, the same thing. But Everton are rubbish. They've got Sean Dyche, and that might give them half a chance based on what his track record is of keeping teams up. I know he got relegated with Burnley, but he kept them up for a long, long time. But they are rubbish. That's why I love that. I'm half tempering down Liverpool a little bit. Just because, yeah, you've got to be careful because they are crap. Save a derby wins because it might be the last one that we get for a while in terms of derby games because, honestly, they are a poor football team. Loads of rubbish players. The only half a chance they've got to say Sean Dyche might be able to do something. Moving on then. Got a couple more tweets that I really wanted to bring off. Pissed though, Bajcetic was fire, man of the match. Trent was fire, Gakpo was fire, Nunez and Robbo were fire. It was a very promising performance, and long may it continue. Salah should have scored a brace. There's room for improvement for Mo, but he's better than that. There was a couple of half chances I thought Salah could have done better than. I actually thought some of the passes to him weren't great. But he took his goal well, didn't he? When Mo Salah needs to get himself a goal, Mo Salah gets himself a goal. More often than not, thank you very much, Mohamed Salah. You are an absolute worldie. Always good to see Jordan Pickford in a flap, and it'll be even better in the Championship, says Nick. Dickie Oy Red puts it very, very simply. Going down. There's a good old chance they might be. Honestly, they're so bad. It's quite hilarious how bad they are. Right then, start wrapping things up then with a couple more tweets before we go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you're watching this live now, or even if you're watching it after the fact, give the video a big like. It really does help us out. All that kind of stuff. Again, if you're watching this after the fact, use the comment section below. Let me know your thoughts as well. It really will make our day when we see you guys interacting with us, because that's what we're in it for, really. We're in it for you guys. Chande basically says, you'll never walk alone. Allay. Absolutely right. And then Matthew, at Stu Bucks, doesn't matter how shite the season is going, Liverpool can always count on Everton being more shite. Yeah, we can. They are crap indeed. Right, Dan, I'm going to head off. Thank you so much for joining us on the latest edition of the Post-Match Fan Interactive Show. Hopefully you've enjoyed me chatting with you guys, bringing all your comments up, going over to the new board as well, which we had a good old laugh about. We'll be back, obviously, for the Newcastle game with another one of these shows. Fingers crossed, celebrating another 3 points. I mentioned before Paul's reaction, Chloe on the fan cams down at Anfield. Keep an eye on the YouTube channel for that, if it's not out already. Jürgen's post-match press conference will also be on the YouTube channel. And then head on over to redmenplus.com right away. Dan and Elle will be back in the studio with the instant match reaction. All your thoughts, all the comments, delving deep into a couple of topics. And then tomorrow morning, Tuesday morning, Paul will be hosting John Reed and Ian Young for the final word show. Even more Liverpool goodness, even more basking in another Derby Day win. Right then, I'm off to rest my voice and to celebrate another win over Everton. I will catch you all later. Thank you so much for joining me. Take care. Everyone, hope you enjoyed that show. I'm sure you did. If you want even more amazing Redmen content in your ears or in your eyes, come and join us over on redmenplus.com. We've got absolutely amazing interviews, features, documentaries, and even more of the shows like you've just watched. So yeah, head on over to redmenplus.com and become a Redmen Plus club captain or club legend. I promise you won't regret it.